Hey everyone, this is Ben. Welcome to the Tinnitus Virtual Summit 2020. We have a very special guest today. This is Dr. Jennifer Gans, who is a psychologist in San Francisco, California, and the creator of mindfultinnitusrelief.com, which is an amazing 8-week program talking about and teaching mindfulness related to tinnitus management. So welcome, Jennifer. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you for joining us. So I gave a little intro into how a lot of people know you in the tinnitus community, which is through the Mindful Tinnitus Relief program. And for those of us who are listening who maybe aren't aware of it, or those who have only heard a little bit about it, would you be able to explain what that program entails and when it started and a little bit about the origin story, please?
Of course. So it began years ago, about I think 2013, 2014. I started a course called Mindfulness-Based Tinnitus Stress Reduction and created it at my time at UCSF and did some research with it. And so the birth of this course really came from my looking into the effectiveness of a course called Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, which Jon KabatZinn created at the end or in the late 70s. And he created Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, which is an 8-week course. And I started looking at some of his research and the results he was getting with chronic pain patients. And so for those that know about tinnitus, well, anytime I saw a treatment that was effective for people with chronic pain, I would think, I wonder if this could be something that would be helpful for somebody struggling with tinnitus or hyperacusis. Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of the birth of the idea of taking Jon KabatZinn's excellent work and trying it with a new population, with the tinnitus population. And it has just been to the moon since then. So mindfulness-based tinnitus stress reduction, MBTSR as I call it, is an 8-week course that's designed to help the person with tinnitus to change or shift their perception of tinnitus from bothersome to non-bothersome. Now, I need to use my words very carefully because it makes no claims that tinnitus is just going to go away. The philosophy behind it is that there's nothing broken per se. And tinnitus is, for most people struggling with tinnitus, is a benign body sensation that the brain has misunderstood as something important to pay attention to. And so the course makes no grand claims that the tinnitus will go away. Now, for some people, tinnitus will go away, but that's between them and the powers that be. That's not something I've ever tried to help somebody with, because I don't know that that's under anybody's controls per se. However, what the course does help with is to shift tinnitus from bothersome to non-bothersome. And we have 50 million Americans, that's the number that gets thrown out so often, that experience tinnitus. But 50 million Americans are not bothered by tinnitus. About 16 to 17 million individuals will go to their doctor and say, hey, what is this ringing? And so, of that community, they are obviously bothered enough by their tinnitus to go to their doctor. So basically, that's my way of saying that just because you have tinnitus doesn't mean you have to be bothered with it. And so my work, or the work of mindfulness-based tinnitus stress reduction, is to help people see tinnitus in a different way and do some changing in their brain, using their mind to change their brain so that they can push tinnitus into the forest so that it's not this tree in front of their face. So the 8-week course got amazing results when it was through the study that I did at UCSF. And so then after that research study was finished and I did a 1-year follow-up, which also had results showing efficacy, I was frustrated. There was only one me, and I wanted to get this course out to the world, so to speak. And so what better way than to shift it into an online platform which is the birth of mindfultinnitusrelief.com. And so the online version is basically a mirror of the in-person version that takes the individual. They can take the course anywhere, anytime that they have computer access. An 8-week course that goes through exercises, meditation, a lot of information, accurate information on what tinnitus is and what it isn't, so that the brain can both, learn and fill itself with important information to kind of rest some of the anxiety that the person with tinnitus might feel, and at the same time teaching them how to balance their brain through a meditation practice or an awareness building practice that addresses what tinnitus really is, which is a benign body sensation that the brain has misunderstood is important, when in fact it can just go into the background, and the story that can get wrapped around it that actually is the reason why it's bothersome rather than the tinnitus itself. So.
Very good, thank you. And the original mindfulness-based stress reduction program, I think I was researching, was created around 1979. And just last year, I read the Full Catastrophe Living book by Jon KabatZinn, which is a very long book, and it walks the reader through the 8-week program. And years previously, I had been introduced to your offering with Mindful Tinnitus Relief, and I thought it was awesome, and I still think it's amazing and it's great. I geek out about meditation and I geek out about tinnitus. So to have them combined at the time, my eyes were open. Wow, I had no idea this was going to help people and open people up, obviously, to way more than just tinnitus, because for a lot of us who are going through this journey, it starts with tinnitus, but learning these mindfulness skills are always with us, and they affect our relationships, how we show up, how we react to our own automatic involuntary reactions in life. It's all really important. And when I was reading Jon KabatZinn's book, it all clicked to me that this was the core 8-week mindfulness program that was so early, at a time before yoga was very popular, at a time before meditation was considered acceptable and scientifically studied. And then all of these offshoots coming off of it with 8-week mindfulness program for stress, for PTSD, for chronic pain, for ABCD, and then for tinnitus. So I just wanted to share that. It's an amazing story, and that program has spawned so many children from it.
Indeed it has, yeah. Jon KabatZinn's work is kind of the gold standard as far as I'm concerned with the 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction course. And he's very generous with his work over the years, and that's why it's been relatively easy to, as you put it, spawn, or his work into medical areas, social areas, mental health areas, and here we have mindfulness-based tinnitus stress reduction.
Yeah, and myself going through some of your program online, as well as reading and going through the whole 8-week program, reading the book by KabatZinn, I was surprised by how much actual body scanning, eyes closed, feeling for sensation in the body, and meditation there was, because I think this is a confusing point, which is important to clarify, that often mindfulness is an umbrella, and if someone says mindfulness, someone else might not know exactly what they mean. So if someone says this is a mindfulness course, they would respond with, well, what does that even mean? And going through the course myself, it was deep practice in mind-body exercises and learning these skills to separate ourselves from our thoughts and our feelings in some way. So I have a question for you, which is, in your opinion, how does someone practice mindfulness other than meditation? Because meditation can be scary or taboo, or people try to stay away from it. But how does someone practice mindfulness other than just sitting with their eyes closed and focusing on their breath or their sensations?
Yeah. Well, this is a great question. Great question. I mean, certainly here in Northern California, nobody is a stranger to the word mindfulness, but it is often misunderstood. And the word meditation, the word mindfulness can be a lot for somebody to swallow, especially somebody with tinnitus, because that's the last place they want to be is in their mind, and mindfulness implies that you are really radically in your mind. And, again, for somebody with tinnitus, their body has not been their friend. And so they are working night and day to ignore and to get out of their body. And what mindfulness is encouraging is for you to move into the moment. And so mindfulness and meditation, I like to play with words to kind of bring it to everyone, because mindfulness, while it, has a very popular presence right now, is really something that all humans are capable of, quote unquote, doing. Okay. It's not something that, only people that are sitting in the lotus posture and sitting in caves are performing. It's a human ability. Okay. And so I like to think of it for people who might be a little bit wary to embrace mindfulness and meditation and moving into the moment. I like to maybe use different vocabulary and call it awareness building, and liken it to an exercise regime. Okay, so for example, if you needed to build your bicep for whatever reason, you would go to the gym or, pick up something heavy, and day after day after day, consistently, not just once every so often, but every single day, just a little bit of lifting will build the fibers of the muscle, and you will have your enlarged muscle. So meditation or mindfulness or awareness building is kind of the exercise of the brain. And it's really just a way of building awareness around the brain's or the mind's tendency to create stories. And while stories are normal and natural, they don't always end very well, especially for the person with tinnitus, because they will experience the sound for the first time. And what I often hear in my office is, well, gosh, that morning when I woke up and heard tinnitus, all I can think of is, oh my God, I have a brain tumor. Or, oh my God, this is my fault from all that music I listened to when I was younger. Or, how am I going to deal with this when I'm 80 years old? And then all of a sudden you've created this very big story around an otherwise benign body sensation. So coming back to meditation and mindfulness, until we become aware of where our mind is at any given moment, those stories can get bigger and bigger and bigger and even ossify over time. But by moving into the moment, whether it's pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral, and for many people with tinnitus, it's quite unpleasant, but radically moving into the moment to observe the tendency of the mind to create erroneous stories about the past, about the future, and simply say, oh, there I go again, creating a story. Let me let that go and just deal with the moment as it is, be it unpleasant, pleasant, or neutral. So, I hope that answers your question about this idea of mindfulness and meditation. It's really a focused awareness, but an awareness without judgment. It's awareness building. It's moving into the moment, whether we want to be in that moment or not. It's gritting your teeth and moving into the moment with curiosity, as if you've never been in that moment before, with openness, with acceptance, and most importantly, with self-compassion. And very, very badly needed. So if you can do that while you're ordering a cup of coffee online, hopefully after the social the social distancing and quarantining, will be able to stand in line for coffee once again. But you could be meditating while you're sipping your coffee. So it doesn't only have to be a formal practice, it can also be an informal practice.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, word choice can have a powerful effect on someone. Someone may hear the word meditation and stay away from it for many years, and that's okay. That's totally okay. And this conversation hopefully showed some folks that there's different ways to approach mindful living other than sitting with your eyes closed and focusing on your breath. Yeah, and in many ways, I've found working with clients and going through my own meditation journey is that the core teaching of mindfulness is being able to separate the actual thoughts and then separate the part of me that's able to observe them and watch them come and go. So for someone who may be listening, one of our viewers here, and they may have been following along, but still they haven't had the experiences in this mindfulness world. Do you have a recommendation for one or two very simple things they could try today or tomorrow under their own guidance to take a step into mindful living? Something very simple. Do you have any recommendations there?
Well, they could sign up for the mindfultinnitusrelief.com course and, start off very simply and move along over the 8 weeks. That doesn't necessarily answer your question. However, to kind of help with this shelter in place period, I'm offering the course for free. So there's no financial barrier to taking this 8-week course now. So I invite anyone to go to mindfultinnitusrelief.com to get started, and that will be until it seems maybe June 1st. But in answer to your question, there's no time like the present. Start now. Push back from your desk and just sit there and maybe close your eyes just to take out, too much stimuli and just be with whatever is there. And again, let me say that for somebody with tinnitus, that's the last thing they want to do. And I'm really aware of that. But once you've unpacked tinnitus as being this horrible thing that is going to destroy you, or whatever story you've created around it, you realize that it's just a body sensation and that you're safe to move into it. I also recommend for people with tinnitus maybe to just focus on tinnitus. There's this big push and big belief of or practice of moving into the breath. Well, for somebody with tinnitus, they can't even get to the breath because there's this sound that is interfering with their even being able to land on the breath. And so maybe you can dip your toe in and just maybe close your eyes and focus on tinnitus for a moment. I don't know if we'll have time for it at the end of this video, but I'd be happy to run us through a 5-minute breathing exercise, for anybody that, tinnitus breathing exercise, for anybody that can push back from their desk for 5 minutes, maybe even 6 or 7 times a day, for just 5 minutes, can kind of retune their brain. I think of the brain as an orchestra with different sections. And for the person with tinnitus, there's nothing broken about their brain. Their brain is simply out of tune. And one way that we know that we can tune the orchestra or bring a sense of balance and peace to the mind is through a breathing exercise or through focused awareness, awareness building, as you could say. So, it's a human capacity. Focus prayer, focus what have you. But anybody that can just sit there and just be with the stimuli of the moment without creating judgments and comparisons and planning and all the other stories that can be wrapped around whatever is in the moment, when that's really just creations of the mind. And so watching the thoughts go by like waves instead of feeling like we have to grab the wave, which of course nobody can do, is the beginning of the meditation process.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's really nice. And I also want to add that there's moments in our lives, in every day, every week, every year, where we have these kinds of hyper present moments. Maybe it's witnessing your son or daughter do something special, or being at the beach looking at the ocean and just observing it. And those are split seconds or periods of time where it's a similar feeling for someone who may not be so comfortable or may not feel like they've ever had that kind of presence before. We would love to accept the invitation for you to lead a 5-minute breathing exercise. Yes.
Okay, I'd be happy to do that.
I think we're ready now. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a wonderful conversation. and we're here for the Tinnitus Virtual Summit. My name is Dr. Ben Thompson, audiologist and tinnitus specialist in California, and I created Pure Tinnitus, and we're hosting this amazing virtual summit where we bring leaders from all the different aspects of tinnitus management, because we are helped by different people along the journey. And today we're focusing on psychology and mindfulness with Dr. Jennifer Gans. So the next 5 minutes are yours. Take it away and let me know when you're finished and I can sign us off.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And let us start with just a 5-minute simple breathing exercise. I have some props to use here. So again, this is an opportunity to do something radical, to move into the moment. So for the next 5 minutes or so, I'm challenging you to see if you can just push back from your desk or wherever you are right now. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, and let's begin. Let's begin this 5-minute breathing exercise with just doing a scan of your body, maybe from head to toe or toe to head. And just maybe scanning your body to see if you might be holding tension in a place where it's not serving you. Maybe your shoulders are too high up. Maybe your toes are clenched. Maybe your jaw is clenched. Just allow gravity to do what gravity does and pull you down into your chair or couch or floor as we prepare to move inwards. And for a person with bothersome tinnitus, silence can often be very threatening. And so I encourage anybody doing this breathing exercise that is not comfortable in silence to put on some background noise for this 5-minute breathing meditation. Do whatever it takes to make yourself as comfortable as you can be in this moment. So putting on background noise, white noise, sound of crickets, whatever helps you to move into the moment. Breath by breath by breath. And in a moment, I'm going to ring this bell again, and I want you to pay very close attention to the last 5 seconds until you can't hear the sound of the bell anymore. And now, shifting your attention to a different type of wave. Instead of waves of air that bring you the sound of the bell, shifting all of your attention to the waves of air that bring you this breath. This in-breath, this out-breath. Riding the wave of the breath, feeling the breath where you notice it the most. Maybe it's as you bring in air through your nose, as air hits the back of your throat, as your belly rises and falls. Landing all of your curiosity, your openness, your acceptance and self-compassion to rest gently on just this breath. And if you're like most people, the mind is going to wander. That's what minds do. But here we are paying attention, bringing awareness, a special kind of awareness to wherever the mind should go. If the mind should leave this breath, note where the mind goes. No need to judge it, no need to hold on. Just let it go and come back to this breath. Breath by breath by breath, moment by moment by moment. Noting if the mind should leave the breath. Bringing attention to where the mind has gone, but then letting it go and coming back to this moment, to this breath, to your anchor, to home. And for many people with bothersome tinnitus, the sound of tinnitus, the ringing, pulls them away from the breath. And so if tinnitus is pulling at you, like pulling at your coattails, maybe there's something to be learned. Maybe spend some time with the sound of tinnitus, without judging it, without comparing it to the way you wish it was. Simply land your awareness on the ringing. Notice the pitch, notice the volume, notice the timbre, notice the wave. Whatever is there to be felt in this moment. Meditate on tinnitus. Ride this wave. And if you feel you're ready, let it go. Let go of the tinnitus and just land your attention right back on this breath. And if your mind should leave the breath 100 times in the next minute or so, that's 100 opportunities to be compassionate with yourself. Bringing awareness to the mind and its wanderings, and then letting that go and coming back to your anchor, your breath. And I'm going to end this brief 5-minute exercise with a poem by Rumi called The Guest House. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. We'll welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows that violently sweep your house empty of all of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He or she may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful to whomever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Each has been sent as a guide from beyond. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And I want to thank you for joining me in this 5-minute breathing exercise, and big thank you to Pure Tinnitus for bringing this out to whomever is watching now. And if you'd like more exercises similar to that, you can certainly find them at mindfultinnitusrelief.com. And be well.
Thank you, Dr. Jennifer Gans. Take care, everyone.